Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Now in today's video guys, I'm going to be bringing you a defensive scheme, my first one of the year. Today's scheme is going to be on nickel 3-3-5. So we're going to be going over this defense right here, and I'm currently using this out of the multiple defensive playbook. And basically we're going to be going over the following we're going to be going over 4 really good plays that you can use in your Madden games. Now before we get into the video guys, if you want to check out my 2 most recent videos, they're going to be in the card. Okay guys, so here we go. We're going to be starting off here with the personnel subs. So if you're coming out in this defense, the first thing you want to do is you want to sub in a safety, a linebacker. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to kind of reset my audible, or reset my subs here, because I kind of did them beforehand. But essentially what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look in your depth chart, and you want to see the safety that has the highest change of direction, because you cannot sub a cornerback in at safety or in at linebacker. So we're going to take a look here. We're going to go to strong safety, and we are going to see that it's currently Daniel Thomas. We're going to go to free safety. We're going to take a look. 83 is the highest, and then it looks like this guy Brandon Watson is going to be our man of choice, 5'11 here. We're going to sub him in. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the formation. We're going to press R1, and then we're going to scroll over to the linebacker spot here, and we're going to sub in him right here. And then also, if you have a really low overall outside linebacker or another linebacker, basically sub in the guy that you just subbed out right there. And there we go. So that's going to be the personnel subs. So now, guys, we're going to move into the audibles. So the plays we're going to be showcasing today are going to be Tampa 2, cover 1 Robert press, cover 3 sky drop, and cover 4 drops. So basically, guys, here we go. The first play is going to be Tampa 2. Okay, guys, so here we go. The first setup out of Tampa 2 that we're going to go over today is going to be a very simple one. All you're going to do is you're just going to man up that blitzing corner on the right side with the receiver that he's lined up with. So how you're going to do it, the first way is to double tap triangle. We're going to press the icon, which is X, flick the right stick up, and then we're going to press R1 since he's lined up with him. Now, another way you can do this is you could just go and click on over to him, press A or X, and then flick the right stick up and then press R1 again, or the receiver icon that it's lined up with. And then the final adjustment we're going to make here is depending on how many receivers are to one side. So it looks like this guy right here, this linebacker that I just clicked onto, Miles Jack, he doesn't have as many guys to his side as the other linebacker does, Joe Schobert, to the right side. So what we're going to do, we're going to put him in a middle third. Now, one way to do this is to press X and flick the left stick up. The other way is to double tap the right D-pad, press his icon, and then flick the left stick up. And we're going to go and we're going to move him back a little bit just so that he's more better equipped to play like the post routes and the deep crossing routes and whatnot. And then the final adjustment we're going to make here is we're just going to pinch the defensive line, which is left on the D-pad, down on the left stick. So that's the first adjustment. Honestly, crossing routes are going to get open against this defense, and you just have to cover this left side in the middle, and you should be good here. So we're going to run this play. And the reason why I subbed in a safety and linebacker is because you're better equipped to cover the routes. So as you can see, he does dump off to the flats. I do miss a hit stick. I was just doing it for the lulz. But what you should do in that situation, just click off and you'll make the tackle. So that's the first setup. Now the second setup we're going to go over here is going to be to put the blitzing corner in a curl flat. So how you're going to do it, the 2 ways are to either click on and put him in a curl flat, which is left on the right, or right on the left stick, or you can just go and do the double tap icon. So in this case here, we're just going to click onto them, and then we're going to do that. And then the next thing we're going to do here is, depending on what side that blitzing corner was on that you just put in a curl flat, the other side linebacker, you're going to put him in a curl flat. So let's say that blitzing corner was on the left side. We're going to put the right outside linebacker on a curl flat. And then if it's on the left, you put him on the right. You pretty much, or the right, you put him on the left. You know the deal. So we're going to put Miles Jack at a curl flat. And then what the final thing we're going to do is, or the last thing we're going to do, we're going to click onto this linebacker. We're going to put him in the middle third, which is up on the left stick. We're going to drag him back, and then we're going to pinch our defensive line. And the last adjustment we're going to make, this is optional if you want to get some better coverage over the middle. You're going to put your non-superstar defensive end or X-Factor defensive end, you're going to put him in a vertical hook. So we're going to click onto him, and we're going to flick the left stick down. So basically, that's the setup on defense here. You're not going to get a lot of pressure because you only have 2 guys rushing. However, you're going to have a lot of coverage here. Really, just play. Okay, guys, so now we have come out in this cover 1 Robert press here. So the first setup we're going to go over here is you're first going to press all your defense, which is going to be triangle and down the left stick. Next thing you're going to do is you're you're going to shade over the top, which is going to be triangle and up on the left stick. Then this blitzing linebacker right here, we're going to put him in a curl flat, so we're just going to click onto him and flick the left stick to the right. And then depending on where that guy is, so let's say he's blitzing from the left side, linebacker is blitzing, you're going to put the right side safety on a curl flat, and you're going to user this safety, and then if vice versa if he was on the other side. Then the last adjustment, we're just going to pinch the defensive line, which is left on the D-pad, down the left stick. So this is what the defense should look like in the end here. Honestly, just watch over the middle. Man coverage is actually really good this year. If you want as well, you can move, like for example, this middle linebacker, he's all the way down here. So basically, if this guy like runs an out route, he'll get open. So just kind of move him down a little bit like that. Not too much. Well, actually, you can't even move down a lot. So unfortunately, he just has to stay there. So there you go, guys. That is the first setup we're going to go over. Out of cover one, Robert press. So as you can see, we're just going to watch the middle a little bit. Tries to go on the slants. He really has nothing, and he ends up throwing it away. So that's going to be the first setup. Now, the second setup we're going to do, guys, is going to involve a blitz. So the second setup is if you want to bring extra pressure, what you could do, you could just go and press, which is triangle down on the left stick. You could shade over the top, which is triangle up on the left stick. Then you can actually put both safeties in curl flats if you want, which is going to be X, and basically you're going to click on if you want. You can click on, just press X and then right in the left stick, and then we're just going to do the same for this guy. If you want as well, you can bring them down as well. That way they're better equipped to play like the crossing routes. And then what you could do is you could actually kick this safety out right here and put him on another blitz. That way he's sort of like looping around, but not really. And then you could just go and user the running back right here, the man that's on the running back. That's another setup you could do as well if you're not really too concerned with them. As you can see, we're just going to foul him a little bit. Doesn't really make anything of that, and he does end up throwing across the middle. I was going to get there. It's just I was a bit too slow. So now, guys, we're going to move on to the second to last play, which is going to be cover 3 sky press. All right, guys, I meant to say cover 3 sky drop. So the first setup we're going to go over here is a simple one. All you got to do is press, which should be triangle down the left stick, and shade over the top, which is triangle up on the left stick. And also what you can do is just back these cornerbacks up just a little bit here, and that way they don't get burned too bad. And that's pretty much going to be it. Honestly, you're just going to use this guy right here who's on the quarterback spy. If you're facing a quarterback like Tom Brady, you're going to use this guy. However, if you're versing like a Lamar Jackson type, you're going to want to go and use like one of the guys in the hook curls. And then the final adjustment we're going to make, guys, I might have lied on that one. We're just going to go and pinch the defensive line, so we're just going to go and do that. And honestly, it's pretty simple here. So that's the next setup. So we're going to run this play. And really, we're just going to kind of watch over the middle here, maybe in the seams a little bit. As you can see, not really much on that play. We end up swatting that ball, and we get an incompletion. So now, guys, we're going to move on to the next setup here, which is going to be, we're going to press the defense, shade over the top, or actually we're going to press the defense first, then we're going to put the two linebackers, the square and X linebackers here, we're going to put them into hard flats. So that's right on the right stick. So we're just going to click on right on the right stick and then right on the right stick, and we're going to shade over the top, pinch the defensive line, and this is how the play should look. And also, if you want as well, you could put one of your defensive ends into a vertical hook. So we're going to click onto him here, put him in a vert hook. So that is going to be the entire setup here. Honestly, over the middle, like right here and here, you're going to get pretty exposed as well as in the seams. But as long as you have a decent user, you should be okay on this play. So we're just going to cover this play, as you can see. And I actually had a user right there, but unfortunately went right off my head, and Josh Allen almost picked it, guys. So that's going to be the final setup right there for cover 3 sky drop. Now, guys, okay, guys, so the first setup out of cover 4 drop is really easy. All you're going to do is press, pinch the defensive line, and we're going to back these cornerbacks up a little bit off the line. That way, in case my opponent runs like a streak, I won't get beat too bad. So that's the first setup here. Really simple. You're just going to use the safety you subbed in a linebacker, and just watch kind of like the right middle right here, and also deep over the middle. Just kind of watch that. But what these quarter flats are going to do, guys, if I'm correct, they're actually going to play man coverage. So I believe, if I'm correct, they should play a little bit of man coverage, and they sort of do right there. And there you go. So it's just a really simple play, guys. That is going to be the first setup. Now, guys, we're going to move on to the second setup. So out of this, what you're going to do, you're going to press. You're going to pinch your defensive line. We're going to back these corners up off the line. And then what you could do to get a little bit more coverage in the flats is put one of your linebackers, the one that you're not using, into a hard flat. So basically, we're just going to go click onto him. We're going to flick the right stick to the right, and basically that's just going to provide more coverage. You cannot do like you can't do like a cloud flat because that's not a normal adjustment. Then if you want as well, just go click on one of your D linemen, put them in a vertical hook. So that's going to be the setup right here. Basically, we're just going to cover once again the right middle and then also deep over the middle as well. And as you can see, he ended up being wide open. I don't know what happened there. I thought he was covered, but there you go, guys. So that's going to do it for this defensive scheme. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, smash a like, smash 5 likes. Thank you so much for watching. Most importantly, stay classy.